Thank you, Senator. Senator Ananda-Rajah.
Thank you, Deputy President. Deputy President, the Economic Roundtable that we recently had was at its heart about addressing the issue, the vexed issue of intergenerational inequity. That compact we have between generations has completely broken down. We are aware of that. We hear it every day. We see it every day on the streets of Australia. As people who are sleeping on our streets, on our footpaths outside supermarkets, as parents, single mothers with their children are sleeping in cars, on beaches or in council car parks. That intergenerational compact has broken down. We see it on the faces of young Australians who have grown up in middle-class homes, done all the right things. They've acquired a skill, acquired a trade or gone to university. They've gotten a job. They've worked hard their whole life. And they feel that they will never own a home. That is what was at the heart of this three-day summit. It was about addressing intergenerational inequity. And at the heart of that is housing. At the heart of that is housing. Now, we have a coalition here who has the temerity to shed crocodile tears in this chamber over an issue as significant as housing. We understand the challenge. We understand the challenge. That's why we have $43 billion on the table for Homes for Australia, Homes for Australians. Multiple pillars included in that. The Home Guarantee Scheme, which we expanded and tuned up in our first term, which we are now opening up for young Australians so that they can enter the housing market with as little as a 5% deposit. So acute is this problem, we are accelerating the go-live date. It was going to be the 1st of January next year. It is now going to be the 1st of October. The 1st of October. Already, over 100,000 households have taken up the Home Guarantee Scheme, entering the housing market with as little as a 5% deposit. In Victoria, that number sits at around 47,000 people, individuals who didn't own a home before we expanded this scheme. And those opposite are criticising us for that. Well, given the level and the scale and magnitude of this problem, of course we have to be ambitious. Of course we have to pull every lever. And that is not the only lever that we are pulling. We've also brought in the Housing Australia Future Fund, $10 billion devoted to social and affordable housing. That went live in September of 2024. It could have gone live earlier, maybe a whole year earlier, had the coalition actually passed it in this chamber, in the Senate. But they delayed it. They delayed it. The other scheme that they delayed was the Help to Buy scheme, which enables people on very modest incomes to buy a home with as little as a 2% deposit, with the government coming in with 30 to 40% equity of that home, enabling them to enter the housing market with a very small deposit and very, very low mortgage repayments. Cleaners would have gotten into the housing market as a result of Help to Buy. But again, that scheme was delayed by the coalition in this chamber. And now they are trying to move another disallowance, this time against Build to Rent. It's shameful. It's shameful given the scale of the problem. Now, Senator Bragg actually said that we should have looked up their policies, their LNP policy document. Well, I did. I did look it up in the first term and in the second term. And at the heart of their policy approach to housing is to actually raid your super. Raid your super. Well, let's drill into that. The median house price in Melbourne is around $900,000. $900,000. If you need a 20% deposit, it comes out to be about $170,000, right, to buy a home in Melbourne. In regional Victoria, that number is $572,000. The 20% deposit is $114,000. The average 30 to 34-year-old has about $53,000 in his super. $53,000. A woman, $44,000. It doesn't even touch the sides. It is a fast track to poverty in retirement and homelessness if you raid your super. And that was evident on the faces of voters, not only in the 22 election in Higgins, which I won, a Liberal seat off the Liberals, a blue ribbon seat, but on the faces of young people at this election too, in 2025. So no, we're not going to be taking lectures from the coalition. With respect to building code, we are not only pausing it, but we're also simplifying it, therefore cutting red tape to enable homes to be built.